the House on Thursday, 1st of August 2024, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 53(4) of the National Government Constituency Development Fund Act 2015 and paragraph 5, 2, and 10 of the National Government Constituency Development Fund Regulations 2016, approves the list of the nominees for appointment to the following 4 constituency committees of the National Government Constituency Development Fund. 1. Webuye Constituency. David Lutali Sakari, representative of persons living with disability. He has been appointed pursuant to Section 43(2)(d). The second one is Isiolo South Constituency. Wako Abdi Wako, male adult representative, appointment pursuant to Section 43(2)(b). Nandi Hills Constituency, Henry Kirwa Mutai, representative of person living with disability, appointment pursuant to Section 43(2)(d). Mumias East Constituency, Joseph Owino Odero, male adult representative, appointment pursuant to Section 43(2)(b), and Philip Muyei Wanga, male adult representative, appointment pursuant to 43(2)(b). Mr. Speaker, before I beg to move that for adoption, Mr. Speaker, I have an issue which is very pertinent to members of Parliament, and this is on the procedure of how members of this committee are going to be nominated in future, and we have had problems with it, Mr. Speaker. We have been sending the names to the board, who subsequently send them to the PS Economic Planning, and then after that to the Attorney General before going to the government printer. Honorable Speaker, there's a slight change to this procedure that pursuant to section to circular reference OP stroke cabinet .9/1A dated 25th 2022, subject to guidelines and procedures for appointment of chairpersons, board members, and chief executive officers of state corporations and other public service prior to gazettement. It is in line with this circular, the names appointees of National Government Constituency Development Fund committees are now submitted to the head of public service for approval before they are gazetted by the government printers. The 2022-2023 gazettements were, however, not affected by these guidelines. Madam Speaker, the first constituency to be affected by this circular was Tiati constituency. The board had received a request for replacement of the member which was gazetted by Gazette Notice 1284 of January 15, 2024. The other constituencies to be affected by the circular are Gatanga and Nyeri town. The names of appointees to the NG-CDF committees for government printer, Mr. Hassan, and I asked him to give me the regulations which has changed this, which has changed the gazettement, and he told me that he was told by word of mouth that he just needs to send them to the head of public service. Honorable Speaker, the terms of the committee members for all 290 constituencies will come to an end at various dates in the late 2024 and early 2025. In the meantime, the board will continue receiving requests for replacement due to various issues, with key reasons being the death and resignation of members. We fear that this procedure of names requiring express approval of the office of the head of public service prior to gazettement will derail the workings of the constituency. Honorable Speaker, the National Government Constituency Development Fund Committee, therefore, is requesting for an exemption for the NG-CDF board from submitting the names of appointees to NG-CDF committees to the office of the head of public service for approval, because it is going to delay and we may not get the names within the time. Madam Speaker, I beg to move that we
Salaries and Remuneration Commission Act recommend to the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury and Planning for transmission to His Excellency the President for consideration for appointment to the position of member of the Salaries Commission. Mr. Speaker, that was my opening. Clerks at the desk, and my apologies. Mr. Speaker, you know, there's a story of an old dog. In this house, you just end up spend working life.
Senator.
Mr. Speaker, you know, you and I, because of our age, we have many remarks. I want to request the young senator, who is one of the youngest.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second this motion and support the report that has been tabled by the Finance Committee. Mr. Speaker, before I even go into my comments on why I second this, support this report, Mr. Speaker, I think it's imperative that Kenyans understand what the Salaries and Remuneration Commission actually does, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, before the SRC, we actually used to have issues of remuneration and protect the interests of councils to take place. We have waited for the report to be tabled, and having read Madam sub-evaluation and the salary structures that we have, not only within the National Assembly and the Senate, but also in public service and all other sectors down to the members of the public service, Madam Speaker. And this is an area, nominees in the National Assembly. I had some complaints coming from the committee talking about how that is the point that Senator Boni Halwale was trying to say, that in the interest of improving the efficiency, in the interest of improving our work as public